Hello there. Today we learned how to make object-oriented programs, or maybe not the right term to say, but we learned how to make classes and methods and the attributes. So let's head into it. Maybe first we will just run it. Let's see here. It's a how can you say it? It's a question program. So you answer yes, true or false. So here, the Spitfire or it originated from a racing plane. Sure, it's maybe true. That was correct. The United States Department of Homeland Security was formed in response to the September 11th attack. I say true. Right, okay. And you see how it works. So this will continue until all the questions are done. And it will collect my score and say the correct answer and so on. So let's start by looking at the code. First, we made a class to implement the questions. So here's the class. We have this init function where we have a self, we have the parameter text and answer. So in this question, I want the text and I want the answer. So here, so the text should be the Spitfire from a racing plane, and the answer is the true or false, the correct answer. So we started by doing this, and then it was time to get the data. That looks horrible like this. I actually have another piece of data because the teacher told us that, and then we should make some new questions on a special website. So here in main, we made a for loop to make a question bank. In this question bank, I needed to make new objects because right now it's just dictionaries in this list. So by this, I checked every entry in the question data, and that is a dictionary, of course. Then I made the question. So the question, or the object question. So here we have the init function from the question module in the question class. So first I wanted the text. This is the question. So if we look here, in each dictionary, I wanted the question part, which is all of this. And then from the dictionary, I also wanted the correct answer, which is then true or false. Here, correct answer. And then I append it to my question bank. So now question bank is filled with objects called question, and each of them have a text value and an answer. The next part was to make a new init with the amount of question number. So let's say here, at what question am I in the list? So if I go start at 0, it's of course this question. Then also made the list, and the list is of course the question bank that I made, and then I have my score. So by doing that, I convert quiz I make the new object called quiz using the quiz brain, this one, and using the key list. Then I made a method for the quiz brain to check for the next question. So I take the current question is myself question list self question number. So here it will check take the list, which is now question bank, and it will then choose which question I am on. So in the beginning I will be on 0, so 0 will be the first question, but it of course won't look like this because it's an object, so it's basically the first object here. And then when I first checked my current question, I ask for the question. Is question 1, I want it to look just like this here. Question 1, question 2, and that should update automatically. So I start with an f string q dot curly brackets the question number +1, so I don't want to start it from 0. Then it shows the question is the current question dot text. Is the current question. The current question are just all of this information, but I just want the text, so I choose the text from the object, and then I write true or false. Then it will check for the answer, which is a future method. And this, yeah, we can actually go to this one. So this method wants 2 parameters, the user answer and the correct answer. So if the user answer, I just put it in lowercase, so if I instead write true in uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. So if the user answer equals the correct answer, answer.lower, so that's also lowers it. Because if we know the correct answer is the object, the question object dot answer. So if it's true, it should be true. And if not, it's not. So if it's the same, I print right and I add score. Else, if it's not correct, I print the wrong answer. And I say the wrong answer. And after the if statements, I add to the question number, so it goes to the next question. I print the correct answer was with the correct answer dot answer. I print my score because it's self score, the amount of questions. Then I make a blank space in between. And then, let's say it like this. So this method is within the next question method to check if the answer is correct. So here I use the self, which is the object. Or is me, basically. This should be, the self here should be the objects from QuizBrain. Doc check answer. Then I have the user answer, which is what I write in, and the current question. which is this one. Oh, maybe I have wrong here. Current question dot answer. So now it's perfect, or it should be. And then we have the last method here to check if I have any questions left. So it's just an simple true or false return. So here, if self question number is lesser than the length of the data bank of the questions, then it will generate a new question and continue. So now when going through all the classes, all the methods and attributes, it's just super easy to make the final, or super short coding to make the final program. I first move quiz brain question bank into this object quiz. So while quiz still has questions, if you remember, still has questions, it's this one. So while this one is still true, it will go through this loop and ask a new question until there is no more questions. And when I'm done, I have completed my quiz and I see my final score, which is quiz.score and quiz a question number. And that's about it for today. And because it was a walkthrough with the teacher, we had a small challenges along the way. So the code is extremely similar because it's such a specific challenge each time. And of course, we learned some nice little tricks, like the still as question method here for the true or false. Usually, you can write it like if. Wait, sorry, I have an alarm. You can do it. Usually, you have an if and else statement, and then you return. Then you return true, and then you have else. Return false. But you don't have to do this because it's self-explanatory. Because I only have one statement that I want to go through, then it's just enough to type return because the question is answered here. The only answer from this calculation, or what you can say, is a Boolean, so true or false. That's about it. Yeah, so thank you for listening today. Have a good day and see you next time.